Well, hello. I hope you guys are having a great day. My name is Melissa Rivera, and I want to introduce you to Pursuit of Purpose Nonprofit Consulting. This is a presentation for Building Bridges Ministries per Sherry's request. And I'm just so excited to show you guys what we're here to do in partnership with Building Bridges. So, a little bit about me. My name is Melissa, as I introduced myself, and I studied nonprofit business management at Evangel University in Springfield. And then I went on to get a master's in legal studies from Pepperdine University in Malibu, California. So, the purpose behind the nonprofit business management, I'll share a little bit of my story. When I was a senior in high school, my dad actually had a brain aneurysm and a stroke, and we had people all over the world praying, all over the world were praying for him. And he had brain surgery, and then he had to go back in for a second brain surgery. And that second brain surgery, he didn't have more than a 7.5% chance of making it out alive, let alone being okay, being able to walk and talk. And I'm so happy to express my gratitude with you guys that it's been about 10 years and he is fully healed. He can speak clearly. He speaks both English and Spanish. He runs, he walks every day. He is so healthy. And so this really was at a pivotal time in my life. And so I decided to pursue a nonprofit business degree. And Evangel was actually one of only five nonprofit programs in the nation at that point. So very lucky that I had already decided to go there. I worked with a couple of nonprofits through school and also through my postgraduate time. Before going on to get a master's in legal studies, I felt that there was a lot of gap in understanding in the nonprofit community, and I wanted to be able to bridge that with um, excitement and compassion, because I know that our hearts with nonprofit world are very boots on the ground. Let's get this thing going. And sometimes legal counsel could be a little bit, well, I'll use the word rigid. So I think I bring that unique perspective of being able to understand the compliance efforts of things while also understanding how important it is to push the mission forward. So, as I mentioned, I worked with nonprofits for about 8 years before starting my business. I'm from California originally, San Francisco, then obviously lived in Missouri for undergraduate. I moved to Denver shortly after that, and now I'm near Boston, Massachusetts. So I've hopped my way across the country, and I'm just so passionate about faith-based work. And I'll explain a little bit about my business name, Pursuit of Purpose. You'll see my logo has several mountains, and I really view this as God has called each of us to something special, and He puts that special thing on our heart that's different from other people. And that's because that's what we're called to do. And I have met so many people who have a passion for one thing or two things, and they know that God has called them to that, and they just don't have the resources or the understanding to be able to live out that calling that God has put on their heart. And so that's exactly what I'm here to do. I want to help equip people and help them feel resourced and supported so that they can fully and completely walk out what God has called them to do. That leads me into what my heart is all about. And my heart is to serve. I want to serve people who have the vision to start a nonprofit. Like I just mentioned, they've got an idea, but maybe they're a mom with three kids who is also working full time. And gosh, when are they going to get time to do that? So I want to bridge their calling to where they are today by being strategic. That leads me into my second point, nonprofits who want to scale. I specialize in strategic planning, grant writing, and educational growth for those who want to expand their nonprofit, for those who are perhaps growing more than they can handle right now. They can handle it because we're going to equip them with what they need and help them grab their bearings. And thirdly, I am so passionate about the community. I'm excited about the community of faith that prays and lifts up our community. And I'm excited about connecting resources, especially those that I've made throughout the nation now, by connecting nonprofits to those professional resources. In this slide, I just wanted to share a little bit about each of those three buckets in depth. So with strategic planning, we want to create whether for the first time or reassessing, which usually happens in years 3, 5, or 10, the direction of the organization. What is it that we say we're going to do? Are we doing that? My time-tested methods will help your nonprofit. We'll give you templates, videos, and we'll do monthly personalized calls with me. More if we need it. Secondly, with grant writing, I've done some grant writing for individual nonprofits, but we'll save that for another conversation. For this particular focus, I want to talk about having grant writing videos and resources. So we have templates, ways to get your brain organized and keep track of those grants. We also have a training program where I will train a nonprofit volunteer to do their first grant. I'll teach them my process that I personally use, and we'll also be able to watch them do it, walking hand by hand for the first grant or two, so they really get that confidence. Thirdly, educational growth. I've mentioned some of those videos for grant writing, but I actually have a 26 course educational platform. We cover things like assembling a board, grant strategy, and we're soon expanding courses to social media, marketing, and so much more. We also have guest speakers such as lawyers and accountants that'll be accessible to clients and open for different calls throughout the year. Additionally, I just wanted to cover that In Your Pocket Partner package, that's a tongue twister. There's going to be our research-based approach, which we've already touched base on. That means we're looking into the industry norms and seeing the trends that are relevant to what your nonprofit is doing. What are other people doing? How is that working? What are they doing well? What can we learn from them? As I mentioned, we have access to my nonprofit network. Again, that's accountants, marketing specialists, social media specialists, accountants, lawyers, and we also have Q&A during weekly office hours. So any person who joins on with the Pocket Partnership or any kind of pocket partnership in general with my company gets invited to our Facebook group, and you can be part of our Q&A calls every week that we have. There are office hours. Anytime you have questions, if you have questions you want to submit ahead of time, so go back and watch the recording, you can always do that as well. And this one's my favorite and my biggest passion is monthly collaboration calls. These range anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. And you get so much value from being able to do this. We either do two 60-minute calls or a 90-minute and a 60-minute call. So we'll figure that out based on your schedule. But I'm so excited because that's really where we dig into the nitty-gritty of things. We make sure that everything is personalized to you and what you need. And of course, I'm always available via email. Let me know if you have any questions. And thank you so much for stopping in on this video. I really appreciate getting to know you guys. I look forward to working with you, and I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your meeting.